Hey, this is Jared. Welcome back to me playing Oxygen Not Included. On hard mode, the tubes are eating twice the amount of calories, and I'm trying to get every single achievement. And I did not sleep well last night because I kept crunching the numbers and kept having the feeling that I do not have enough critters in order to do the Carnivore Achievement. So while I was working today, I just let Oxygen Not Included run my game and just see what would happen at cycle 100. And what do you know? I did not have enough. I was short about 40,000 calories. So what I can do to make up for that is build an incubator. I didn't want to do that, but I only need to get an extra 40,000 calories. So I need essentially, the best way to look at this is I need to process the eggs that would not have hatched otherwise, and to get 40,000 calories. That's 10 hatch eggs or 20 pip eggs. I only need to process that many eggs, but I need to make sure that I only get the eggs that would not have otherwise hatched. So the eggs that are currently here now, they'll slowly hatch before the Carnivore Achievement expires, or cycle 100. What I really should do is just wait until about cycle 80 and then process 10 hatch eggs or a combination of that and the pip eggs, and get that extra calorie out there early so they hatch before cycle 100 if I do exceed it. And then I'll get my achievement without having to do any crazy thing that I did in the last playthrough where I just spent 50, 60 cycles in with the incubator and one of the dupes. So that's my plan. Let's go forward. So I'm working on the retrofit in this room, expanding over here. So what I want to do now is put critter eggs that I'm sweeping. So I'm going to mark eggs that are here and drop it off. Because these are all eggs that I know are going to hatch before the end of cycle 100. And one thing actually learned in this game that I didn't know is that when you have a door like this, stuff actually falls through it, but nothing can get back out. So it's perfect for trapping critters down there. So now that I've demonstrate this now, once I destroy this storage bin, just remove the eggs so they don't hatch as quickly when they're stored away. This scientist is looking for something to do. And we can change over here so they can work on that. Destroy this tile here, the eggs will actually fall through this door, and that's what's been happening with the eggs that drop over this location. I see there's an egg actually trapped there. I can free that one. So while I'm waiting for my dupes to do that, I'll just explain this now. I just have an auto sweeper. It's going to pick up any egg that's been processed and store it up here. And then when I notice all these eggs don't have the lullaby effect, I'll just drop them all, and just repeat. I'll do this every other cycle. This is only going to be for eggs that are after cycle 80 or so. You just get, there we are. We went right through the door. I didn't expect it. But anyway, that's actually nice. That's exactly how I want it to work. So, new eggs that go down here. I was under the impression I needed the conveyor rail to make that happen. That's not the case. That's actually kind of nice. So the dupes have completed this area here. I'm not going to use it just yet. Maybe 3 more cycles, and I'll aim to get at least 10 hatches, eggs, new eggs to be processed. Probably want to do a little bit more than just 10, just to be safe, but at least 10. Let's have a look over here. I'm actually building a material research station. I put a new transformer in for this because this uses 480 watts of power. I have automation here to tell it to only let that run have power when this thing is actually in presence, which it is. Also directing the flow around the dupes so they don't bypass this area here and get slammed by the red bolt when it goes to this area. So I think we're just about to see this turn on for the first time. So this is active true. Some wiring in here. Oh, I need to actually connect it there. That's fine. All right, so there we are. The red bolt generator is running for the first time. And these are on, so dupes are going to be put just to make it easy for them in storage bin when you're reading more. And we'll be able to do some research. First thing I'll want to research is glass production. Do that now. That's going to help with the excess hydrogen because this uses a lot of power. It's going to get the hydrogen generator to run more frequently. Let's put, let's say, 1,000 units of the uranium ore. Some metal ore. There we go. Let's check the radiation level. Yeah, they're not going to be happy coming down these stairs. Perhaps not the best way, but at least the researcher, when they're there, won't be exposed to it. And it's not on any of the common areas of the base anyways. Just about to watch the first red bolt fire from the red bolt generator in this playthrough. Go into the material study terminal. Come on, red bolt. Do it. So yeah, because I have lots and lots of hydrogen in this thing. There it is. This thing isn't being interrupted because if this thing runs out of power, even for a short amount of time, it has to go back to the beginning. This is all its progress. But I've got lots of hydrogen, so I'm not worried about that. So changing the location of the automatic dispenser. Because I want any new eggs to show up right here, so I can process them. My old eggs are right here. I'll ignore those. So here is scientist working in material study terminal, getting access to glass production. Some of my dupes are looking for things to do, so I built this simple rocket here that already has a place for a rover. But I haven't designed anything inside the rocket, so maybe it's time to do that. Point out one thing about my rocket design, or at least the way up to the rocket. My dupes are going to spend a good amount of time going up and down this ladder. So that's why I put in, so it's suffocating, apparently not. So that's why I put in all this protection here. So a bunch of tiles, making it so that when they're at least going up the ladder to this point, they won't be exposed to radiation. See, my first few eggs are being dropped off at this new location, so these are the eggs I actually want to process. Maybe it's time to tell Rancher I want them to go in here, be trapped in here. Let's see, find out where Rancher is. It looks like Rancher, yep. So Rancher, stand over here, please. They have access to these eggs. They're next to the door. They're not going to have access to eggs that are down there. Unless they grab one on the way. Please don't do that, Rancher. Now they're in here, they're stuck. So they can grab the pip egg that's here. Here's a really nice thing. So I'm going to give this egg a hug, applying a little by effect. I'll remove that. The auto sweeper. Oh, I didn't set that up, did I? So that's going to pick up all the eggs that it sees. It's going to see eggs here, but not eggs that are on this side. And I'll continue doing all the other eggs. There's another pip egg, so we can do another one of those. They're stored up here. I won't do this next cycle. I'll wait for all the eggs to have the lullaby effect removed, and the next cycle I'll go through this process once more. This is not as bad as it was in the first playthrough, where I was doing this for 50 plus cycles just to get the Carnivore Achievement, not including filling up the stables. I just need 10 eggs. I'll do a little bit more than that just just to be safe. I was going to start at cycle 80. We're starting at 79. It's probably not a bad idea. Again, just build in a little extra caution because things can go wrong. And, some of your calculations can be off because maybe the lullaby effect is applied all the time, or the critters get in a bad state, or they die unexpectedly. Well, not unexpectedly, but you're not necessarily paying attention. Basically, lots can go wrong. So build in a little bit extra than you actually think it is needed. That's what I'm basically doing right now. So research has been complete on that. Now let's research solar panels. I may not necessarily build any on this asteroid, at least anytime soon, because I've got so much excessive hydrogen, but when I go to the other asteroid, it'd be nice to bring some glass and have some ability to build solar panels. I've been looking at the purpose of the inside of the rocket. So I've got this airflow, or this gas pipes that are going to go around that's going to store just a little bit of oxygen before it gets leaked out. Also have this liquid reservoir that's going to be filled up with polluted water so that I can get a polluted water bottle to provide oxygen. Well, not oxygen, it's technically polluted oxygen, but something breathable while the dupes are flying around. So these eggs all have the lullaby effect gone and expired, so I can get them to drop down. And then I'll reprocess them. So I'll tell Rancher you can't go in here. By the way, or you can't exit this room rather, and then I'll get them to process the eggs all over again and store them back up once more. While I'm waiting for Rancher to go in this room, why don't we have a look? So there's 20 cycles left. Where are we with Carnivore Achievement? We have 400,000 total. And I'm at 180. And how much meat's lying around? About 8,000. Yeah, lots more meat needs to be produced and consumed. Okay, how did this gas reservoir constructed to deal with the excess amount of hydrogen? We'll see how much that helps. Still have this feed into the system here. Once this is created, I'll just cut this and have it redirected. So, no more lullaby effect again. I will do it around, applying the lullaby effect on these eggs. I want to use up hydrogen so bad, and I don't want to just leak out into space since that seems so wasteful. I'm just going to do research bits that involve this thing here so I can get this thing to operate just to consume more power. This is a very different situation than I did in the last playthrough. I like it so much better. Just simply having this machine, power station with the hydrogen generator makes such a difference. So I'm just having this random little extra route over here for storing even a little bit more hydrogen before it gets to the hydrogen generator. So just opening up this area a little bit. This previously was entirely hydrogen, so it's helping a little bit. We're getting there. Just having some automated lights installed in all the stables. So it help Rancher do our business. So it's going to need some power to each of them. There's also one way over here. What's the best way? Might even suggest. I bet it's best in this case just to use the heavy watt wire. Alright, so that allows Rancher to be able to see when they're attending the critters. I can see a little bit more oxygen in this area might be, so I'm sure Rancher will appreciate that as well. Okay, I didn't plan this to the best part. I'd get these critters up here. These critters wouldn't have hatched yet, as I suspect. So this is extra meat on top of what I would have had normally. This is what's kind of making up the difference to get the Carnivore Achievement. But my dupes need to be able to actually get to them to be able to attack them if they want to eat. So I'm just building a little bit of a ladder so that they can do that now. So all the critters in this room are ones that wouldn't have been born for the Carnivore Achievement. So this is looking good. Still have quite a few more calories to consume though. So getting nervous is going to be pretty close. But I don't want to lose the progress that I've had here. Let's have a look. 249. So still want to have 150 or so to go. With so much meat production going on, I'm feeling confident we can get rid of our wood. It's actually starting to be a labor drain. We just need to go and provide lots of dirt, and we're going to have to actually harvest the stuff. So getting rid of this is going to get my dupes time back. They'll stop using dirt to produce food and concentrate on meat production. So I'm actually at the point where I want to ignore any new eggs as far as the incubator is concerned, because they're not, well, they could push them through, but I've got enough eggs already to deal with that I don't need any more, so any new eggs I prefer to fall down here, allowing Rancher to concentrate on the eggs that I already have here. So Miner was getting a little bit stressed out, so I created this massage room for them, just to relieve a little bit of their stress. The other dupes don't look like they have anything to do, so I will figure that out. So cycle 90, where are we with the Carnivore Achievement? So technically there's 11 cycles left. So you can get to the end of a cycle 100, and that might actually matter for my ability through. I'm 208,000, not even the last 100,000 calories. Definitely wished I built a third stable and had 21 hatches instead of 14. Maybe, I think it's going to be really, really close. Just maybe I'll make it. So much food right now, the fridge is full. So let's remove meal ice. Allow barbecue meat to be stored in here, because I definitely don't want to have barbecue meat go at all. How much barbecue meat? 17,000 calories. Let's keep increasing that team, shall we? More critters around to increase the calories. Consume the meat. Also built this little research station here. Since the dupes are running things to do, I'm just assigning them research projects I know I'll eventually need in this project. So and I think it's time to take on a new dupe. If nothing else, just to consume more calories and meat. Seem to be able to build the barbecue meat up. I actually won't mind having be able to consume 2,000 calories more every cycle. Because the way it is now, every dupe has to eat meat every single cycle. And that may very easily not happen some of the time, so let's get into it. Alright, let's look here. General supplying skills will be useful across the base. Increased cuisine, not really going to need that. Sure, I'll call you supply. Main job is really just to eat the calories of barbecue meat. It's going to be close. I think we're going to make it. I think we're going to be good. But yeah, a little upset that it's incubator had used. But that's alright. So I built this glass forge. Actually, to run. Of course, for the electric circuits, I had that use heavy watt wire. And that's just going to dump liquid on glass right here, and it's going to fall down and cool off at this location. Just pointing out, still operating this liquid reservoir, every now and then turning this water sieve off, letting the germs or food poisoning that's in there drop down to zero. When that happens, I can let the water out and turn this back on again and turn the sieve on. This is going to provide more water back into the the system that can go back into both the toilets, showers, and electrolyzers. I think this may be my last round of using the incubator. Whoops. Going in for a little bit. Close that door. Whoops. That one got through, that's fine. Just gonna do a few more hatch eggs. Unfortunately, they're stone hatch eggs. More difficult to kill. But that's alright. Once I get this Carnivore Achievement, I can destroy this incubator and all that's around it. I very much look forward to that. Do one more egg after this. And then I'm going to check the Carnivore Achievement status. See, cycle 95. That's going to give us, or how much is left? About 50,000, or 50, let's say 52,000 is left. And I've got 66,000 calories of barbecue meat. Destroy that thing. That is awesome. Okay. So no longer need the incubator. That is done with. Carnivore Achievement. The dupes are just going to eat until cycle 9, whatever it is, until they get to 400,000. Actually, let's verify that. Quick maths here. Come on now. I now have 7 dupes. That means that they can eat 14,000 calories. 7, yeah, we're good. Whew. Some sand is being created. In the process, that's going to burn more power, which is burning hydrogen. Not a bad thing in my mind. So I don't even care if operator is using this for someone else that is slower. As long as I get some power consumed, hydrogen consumed, I'm actually happy. Let's just look at glass, make sure that that's actually, let's look at that glass. So yeah, I can actually build my first solar panel if I really wanted to. My last cache of water is getting a little bit low. So I'm building a water sieve here with the process to be able to heat up this water, because if I put negative temperatures through this, it's going to break. That's not a good thing. Because that's going to allow me to provide regular water from actual geyser instead of cache. Because I could use this one, but this one's really hot. I'd rather use a cooler one. So now I've got this water sieve going on. 28-degree temperature water is going into it. It's better than freezing. It's going to provide water at this point that can be used for oxygen, as well as the washroom. It is cycle 98. Let's look at the Carnivore Achievement. Oh, it's fulfilled! Oh, okay, good. Yes. Alright, that's definitely going to do for this episode. Let's just take a moment now to reflect on this. So, compared to the last playthrough, very, very happy with the power control station. That makes a huge difference. At one point, as you can tell, I just didn't need manual generators. It just wasn't a thing. I'm still going after the super sustainable achievements, but my dupes don't need to waste any time on the manual generator. I've got lots of power to produce glass. I've done some material science research. Things look amazing. It's completely better. Now, on the Carnivore Achievement, I used the Incubator less. I thought I was going to get away with a lot less than I did. The last 20 cycles, or maybe a little bit less than that actually. I needed to build an incubator. Nice thing, at that point in time, I know I'm going to do that as Minitronics engineering, so the automation is a lot better. And I did try to experiment without the incubator, and it just didn't pan out, so it really was necessary, unfortunately. I think I should have had another hatch stable before I gave up on filling those. Playthrough I had before, I was just really lucky with acorns. I still don't have a single acorn in all this time. Pips, what are you doing? It was insane last time I tested this playthrough. I got like 4 or 5 acorns very early on. Anyway, it is what it is. I should have just concentrated on more hatches, so I didn't have to do that last little bit with the incubator. But it was nonetheless, it was a much nicer playthrough because I didn't have to be in the incubator room so long with the single dupe, like halfway through 100 cycles. Alright, I'm definitely going to take a rest. I could have done this better, but I'm not going to go back and replay this one. That'll be, I think the goal for my next playthrough and a future date will be once I fill the stables, I will not need an incubator anymore at that point like I did a little bit at the end of this one. Next episode is going to be about a rocket going to another asteroid, collecting some resources, and improving my base. Thanks for watching, and see you in another episode.